Today is, what's today? Today is September 10th, 2023.
You can see what happened in this case too.
I went to Chocorama for lunch today, and I thought the pricing was going to be different for Sunday lunch compared to dinner, but it's the same price. I already walked in, so I just sat down, and fortunately for me, the food was great. I'm full. So today is a Sunday, and there are things that are going on that are just irritating. uh, there are things that are irritating me, which means that most likely that irritation will flow through a trading day this coming week. Fortunately, I would be paid this week. Don't know what day it's going to be paid. Maybe it's going to be paid on Saturday. Not sure. Maybe. So this trading right now, because I don't have a uh, a track record yet, it is still alarming, and I still need to know that I still have to keep working at it, and being complacent and and uh, the reason why everything is irritating is because the demand as a dishwasher, a prep cook, and a prep and cook is that what it will do is, because there's so much work right now, that it causes my body, to like be way down. And so what used to take just maybe an hour or two to recover, now it takes like a whole day to recover, which means that by the time Saturday rolls in, I'm like exhausted. So that means that I'm like passed out. And little hints of little whispers of, hey, are you going to church, is like the devil saying, look how tired you are, and I'm going to whisper that to you. Right, my body just does is just it's just exhausted anyway. So and then I'm attempting to spend as much time studying, but it just can't study because my body's so weak. Okay, I'm so tired, and when I'm sitting there, my mind drifts. It doesn't catch on. It's not focused. So the body's weary, so my eyes close, and so there are tremendous amount of uh, there is a tremendous amount to put extra effort into washing dishes as the focal point of my existence, and has been for the past couple weeks. The world around me is saying that I have to uh, exert myself as a dishwasher for the foreseeable future until something happens, something can be alleviated. Um, but I'm still here. I'm here on a Sunday. I've gotten enough food to get me recharged. Monday I start work at 5 o'clock. Monday is a slow day anyway, and so there's really not much to do on a Monday. So even if I show up, there was really nothing to do. Not much to do except for maybe prep work. So, the body does not lose weight. The mind loses weight. because this is like it's tired. It's completely tired. So now I'm back on to studying our books. I want to be prepared, despite the fact that it is. There's a movie called Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur, and when he when he was uh, originally, what happened was um, he was living in a privileged life. Then one day, one of the roof shingles fell on the governor or uh, whoever person of incredible esteem, of social class. And as many people know, people who are rich for a reason that they are rich, because they're able to hold on to their wealth. And holding on to a wealth requires lots of finesse and moxie and and uh, and things that they are essentially uh, they are prepared to welcome that kind of wealth into their life because they can protect it. So when that tile fell, he was persecuted and sold into a slave ship where he was rowing a merchant boat, a war boat of such. And so after a while, his ship was destroyed and he made it out of there alive. Then one day, then when he came onto land after swimming and freeing himself from the bondage of chains and ankle bracelets that tied him to the boat that was essentially a slavery, then he met a high class individual who helped him to become what he eventually is supposed to be, and recovered on his second chance. So what I see right now working at as a dishwasher. So when I go to work, here's the I do things that are very, very unique, that is different than what other people do, because I'm in a capacity of doing something that nobody wants to do. And when I first come in, usually there would be some, if I'm early, I'll do some prep work and hold down the dinner side because I do that very well. And my ankle, my displaced ankle is proof of that. And the fact that I'm talking very slow and my tongue is hardening cement proves it to be. Usually when I work the dinner side, I am able to handle it by myself, and then do a little bit of extra prep work. But if somebody else does it, it requires three people. And my dislocated ankle is proof of that. So now that is Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur has made it to that point. And so what I do as a dishwasher is when I get in, I do the prep work, I do the dinner side, which means running around from refrigerator to the front side to the drive-through, making desserts and make dinner side prep like spaghetti and all that good stuff, right? Delicious stuff. Then when it's about 3:30 o'clock, then I have to prepare for a person who comes in to wash dishes. And the person who does dishes requires some assistance. Okay, so I have to prepare the store, meaning that I have to bust the tables, take out all the trashes, and take care of the boxes and trash cans and things like that, and fill up the ice, and replace the toilet paper and things like that. So I do that. Once I get back, then I'm back to prep work, and then I'm doing dishes at dinner side again. And by that time, it starts to slowly pick up. And I look around, and I there are there might be maybe 30 or 40 items that need to be filled constantly because people purchase things and then they have to be refilled. So I filled that up, and I have to tell you, this is getting very, very irritating. When I'm really tired and irritated, I say things that are just like, I was about to parallel park, and this car was standing by and started honking. I'm thinking, oh boy, that's a very stupid person. So I waved the person over because they should clearly see what I was doing. But when I'm tired and irritated, that's what happens, and it could erupt. That's the concern I have. Working hard and being irritated is just one thing, one particular aspect of it. And then when I'm on the dinner side, as with any place on earth, and more so with a fast food industry, is that there are characters who are incredibly irritating. They do things that are categorically classified as a constant bullish behavior. Okay, they feel like they own the store. They believe that they own the store and they can do whatever they want because they can essentially do whatever they want because it is very difficult to replace someone at a fast food restaurant right now, especially the one that I work at. So I have to endure that, which means that I would have something and the person on the other side would call out and belch out and scream out and get very violent. Okay? If I do not drop a finger fast enough to their satisfaction, they'll get very, very vocally upset. And that energy transfers over and makes me irritated as well. That is a very, very, very. It's like carrying a TNT through rocky terrain. But it looks like God wants it that way at this point. How else would I explain it? God wants it that way right now. I don't know why he wants it that way, but he wants it that way. Lord knows why he wants it that way, but it is that way. And I have explained this situation to the owner, and the owner really can't do anything about it. There's nothing he can do. He says that anybody who walks in is through the grace of God. Okay? And so if the devil is placed in there, then it's through the grace of God. Look at Job. God was talking to the devil. So that's the way I see it. I just hope what that is doing to me is making me very, very irritated, agitated, and now I see why Maria left, because she was exposed to that situation. So Maria is a very good person, and she left. And if somebody like that leaves, what chance do I have? So I'm trying to hang on here as long as possible. Okay, it's September, a couple more months, it'll be November, and my court case will be in November for inability to pay restitution because I was unemployed. But the state doesn't give a F about that. So the state says, okay, I want you to pay this much money, but I'm going to get you fired first. And then when you're unemployed and unable to make money and pay restitution, we're going to sue you. We're going to make sure we put you in hell. That's called double jeopardy, I think. Okay, so it's like a domino effect, right? So they say, okay, we're gonna threaten your life with 50 years. See, I'm 50 years old. So I was gonna say this. I have to launder this. I have to say this. In December 30th of 2020, when sentencing began, the judge looked at me over the internet. It was a phone call in while I was in Florida, and she looked at me. She says, "Hey, has anybody threatened you to sign to accept this plea?" And I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm thinking in my mind, if I were to say this is total BS at that moment, things could get really bad. The reason why it could get really bad is because it was COVID time, and COVID birth was assigned to China, and I look like a guy who just got off the boat from China, right? That means that anybody who's in Boise, Idaho, and I'm thinking back to Mark Furman, who who retired to Sandpoint, Idaho, and I'm wondering why somebody would retire to Sandpoint, Idaho, right? So I'm thinking this is a Republican state, and I'm thinking to myself, this is a Republican state, and so she's asking me, so has anybody threatened you? I'm thinking to myself, my lawyer told me what's going to happen, and all you have to do is agree to certain things, and then it's going to be a felony, and that's it, and that's that, right? Even though I know that I'm innocent, but I'm weighing the situation of going to trial, but going to trial means that my jury of peers are citizens of Boise, Idaho. And most likely, those jurors are people who work at West Side Drive-In. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so has anybody threatened you? I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, are you serious? Luckily I didn't say that out loud. I'm saying, are you effing serious? So I'm here at that time. I was 52 years old. Okay, and before that began, my lawyer is saying it's 50 years. They're gonna go for 50 years with the prison time. I'm thinking, you're telling me that my mother gave me these things, okay, and I kept them, and you're saying that you're suing me for taking something that was given to me, okay, and these two siblings who used an attorney to work through the system for over a year to entrap me into this situation, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, then I'm thinking, has anybody threatened you? I'm like, I hesitated. I was like, I took my time. I'm like, my mouth was about to move. It was like, it was about to say something. And I'm like, are you effing serious? Right? And then later on, I'm thinking, oh, well, what do you do? It's like going to trial is a certain death. It's even if it's not 50 years, it's going to be 20, 30 years, and I'll be 80 years old before I get out of prison for taking what my mother has given to me, signed over with witnesses. So, and all that time, it was to make sure that I was around her, to make sure that she was safe. But in the end, evil won out. And I'm deeply concerned about the situation because it is causing a severe traumatic irritation currently with this West Side Drive-In. But God wants it that way, right? And I was driving here. I was at Chakarama, and I was driving here. I'm thinking, has God placed me in hell? Okay, I could have just left this world a few years ago. I could have left this world many, many years ago. And I'm thinking, has God done this to me? For what purpose has He done? Okay, I'm thinking about when I finished my RCIA. I'm thinking, okay, um, so I finished RCIA. And it says, "Welcome to you're gonna have a fantastic journey." I'm thinking, whoa, is this fantastic journey down through hell? Just today, I'm thinking, this fantastic journey must be through hell, walking through hell, like that Psalm 23 with there's a picture of this person walking, riding his horse through darkness. Is that the journey that I was supposed to be walking in? Is that the path that I was supposed to be going through? Anyway, so I'm deeply concerned that that irritation that caused Maria to leave Westside, okay, will transfer over to me uh, prematurely. And I've expressed this. I've expressed this concern, but there's nothing that can be done. There's essentially nothing can be done, even though that irritation has been specifically identified. There is really nothing that can be done about it. And so the only thing that I can do is just tell the judge, hey, look, I believe you know what's going on. I believe I know what's going on. But there's no way around these vicious individuals who are about to who are about to undermine my safety and the sacrifices that I've incurred, the cost that I've incurred is my kids were estranged. The Somehow social media gets a hold of the situation, and they don't just attack me; they attack anybody who's associated with me. It's like a cancel culture. It seems to me. So so now I'm in a situation where I am living in this world, and the livelihood that I need to sustain my existence at Office Evolution may be compromised before I am able to make something out of this day trading uh, dreamer, okay, risk taker, and the doer, okay. So I'm deeply, deeply, deeply concerned. I'm someone who is as wise as Maria has just left. Okay. Somebody who is truly very, very wise and faithful has left. And what chance do I have within the environment that currently exists, which essentially promotes chaos? So what I do is I say, hey, look, and as Deacon Lou sent me an email saying, resign to Jesus. Well, I've resigned to Jesus. Look where I am. Maybe I haven't resigned completely to Jesus. That's why I'm here. Well, I suppose whatever happens, happens, and I will live within Jesus, and hopefully, whatever happened to Maria does not happen to me. Okay, in day trading, hope is a very, very bad thing, but in society, it's a good thing. If I hope for food, one day I will have food. Okay, if I were to use a stop loss and end that situation, then there's essentially no way to acquire food. So I am extremely tired today, but I had to blurt it out. I believe this is essential. This is truly very, very essential to my trading lifestyle. Because if I look at other people, they just blurted it out. These professionals, oh yeah, I had this hard time, and then they talk about their progression. But I want to record this. I want to record at this moment. This has been very, very difficult for me. See, This is truly very very difficult, and I have to record it. This is part of the journey that I'm taking. And when I become successful, it's going to make it so much better. Because I'm going to watch this video and I'm going to laugh at it. I'm going to laugh at myself.